that kind of spiraled out of control.
Okay.
I like crazy people, and he's crazy like me. I like mad.
Are you recording?
That's what they call you today. They call you mad.
Yeah, I'm mad as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a bit mad. That's what
Well,
makes the world interesting.
I think we cannot be always not mad. Sometimes you get
When
things, you know.
someone's called mad, yeah, but you
Yeah.
know that to somebody else, he might be a genius. There's a
Yeah.
fine line between mad.
Content over everything.
Come on now.
Okay. You want?
Okay.
Yeah. So a couple of months ago, me and him had what's called Tan Gate, where he was accusing Tan of wanting to gas all Muslims, and obviously I refuted him very hard. And Ahmed was a little bit upset about it. So, but the thing is that
I think off camera it was different.
and the thing is, you know, I called him the dictator because he constantly wants to take my stuff. He's like, all right, Raj, give me your paper. Raj, give me your bag. So
I think the question of reduction of number is really, you should really consider what you're saying.
So what
to reduce 1.5
so,
1.5 billion to 1.5 million. This requires,
let's not go back into that.
I don't know.
The whole point of this conversation, I've never really disliked Ahmed Ali. I actually liked him from the day I met him. And I was kind of poking him.
I wish I would like you one day.
I was like, I know, don't worry, yeah. You will at some point, yeah. So I like you because you're a bit crazy.
I like your humanity.
I like you because you're a bit
disagree
crazy.
with many
and
things
I agree.
still. So
I disagree
we want to
with,
work out.
I disagree with 99% of your ideology, but that 1% of madness and the honesty I can respect. Yeah. So I like people at least. What I say to people is that I may disagree with your ideology. I may not like a lot of things about you, but if you're direct with me, and what you see is what I get, I can at least talk to that person and have a bit of respect for him.
And I am exactly the same like you.
So
I am here, we are 100 on the same standard. And I think we should build on this.
So I was going to say that
if you are speaking the truth.
I'm speaking the truth. I've said, how many times have I said to you? I've said to COE off camera. I said, dude, man, I want to try and befriend Ahmed Ali, but he hates me.
No, not hate you.
No,
I
disagree
disagree strongly with you.
At the time, we had a disagreement.
And we have, when we spoke of the camera outside, I was about to tell you a word in Arabic, and it is beneficial. It's good to share that.
Is it mushrikeen?
It says, أحبب حبيبك هونا ما.
Can I say something? The best language to insult people is Arabic.
No. Any insult in any language is bad.
Kuffar.
Come on, we're not on the pub now, please.
I know, I'm
please.
I'm just ripping a bit, yeah?
Please.
So what I want to
What I want to say is...
No, what I want to say today is that, you know, because obviously we had that little altercation. I have no issue with you per se. I do disagree with your ideology. But there is like this kind of hoo-ha that I've seen about, because I also respect Shamsi and people like that as well. And I'm confused about who is a Salaf. Because it's all this like crazy talk. I thought this person's a Salaf or a Salafi. Then this person says they're a Salafi. Then Abdul Keem says he's a Salafi.
Yes.
So what are you then? Because,
I will give you a standard.
Yeah, because I'm very confused.
The one who says it's only me Salafi, this is not Salafi. Anyone says only me Salafi, only me guided, only me exclusively, he claims perfection, this is not Salafi.
All right.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
That's it.
So do you classify yourself as a true Salafi?
I follow the methodology of the Salaf. What does it mean, methodology of the Salaf? Do you know?
I know, from what I understand is that you follow the first 3 generations of the companions, something along that line.
Yes, the Islam, like for example in Christianity, when there was a time the religion has been composed and established and the beliefs, the foundations has been laid. So in Islam, the foundation for the Islamic beliefs has been done in the time of the Prophet and his followers, and the generation after them, and the generation after them. During this period, the foundation of Islam has been established. They have bought it for anyone who want to follow after, and this is what the Quran has stated.
So you know that you know, like if you go back to a CEO video in November when I was a bit more of an extremist, when I was saying we was gonna lock up all Salafis and put them in Guantanamo Bay and all that kind of stuff. You know, I had a conversation then with because I'm going to say something. Whenever you see the news or you see the media and they blame extremism or ISIS, they always use the word Wahhabi or Salafi within that. So for me, when I come to the park, I originally thought if someone says they're from a Salaf, to automatically they like agree with ISIS. That was for me when I first come. Whether you like Shamsi or not, one of the things that you've got to appreciate about Shamsi, because I'm going to big up Shamsi as well, that he didn't come over to me and say, oh Raj, you're a hate preacher, because sometimes people condemn you and you don't listen then. He did come over with his brothers and then he spoke to me and said, look, this is what the Salaf is. we don't agree with ISIS and all this kind of stuff. And so I've changed my views about what Salafi is, but I'm still getting told by people that Salafis are an extremist version of Islam. Or is that Islam, the Salafi?
We believe and we claim that Islam has been established by the Prophet and his companions, and the generations, the students of the companions, and the student of the student of the companion. Because the Quran stated these are the generations Allah has berated in the Quran. There is verse that says, these group of people, they are the guided group. And those who follow them, they are guided like them. So the Quran put a spotlight like this one on this area, in this what do you call it? In this time of history of Islam, okay? And it is called the orthodoxy. We believe this is the orthodox Islamic position. Now, if you're going to have a liberal Muslim who believe gay can be whatever,
well,
you know, these things, this is against orthodoxy, okay? And this is why we reject it. But is every Salafi automatically terrorist? And every liberal cannot be criminal? No. Both exist. You can find extreme atheist,
but
extreme liberal, and also you can find extreme follower of, I believe, Muslim.
I mean, Abdul Hakim, I spoke to Abdul Hakim last week. You're dangerous, Abdul Hakim, because he's got a big, nice smile, and he's very. I actually like the guy, which is very dangerous, because I do say one thing, and I live by this motto: I will talk to anyone, even if they're a Nazi. The reason being, because even a Nazi might have a little bit of good in him, and you might have to change him. If you outright just say
if they allow the conversation, of course.
If you just say to somebody that man's a devil, he will become a devil. Because you cannot, you know, even when I'm talking.
This is Shamsi style, by the way.
Even when I'm talking,
if you allow me here, you're asking about the difference between me and Shamsi. This is where I differ with Shamsi. That he look people out the way you just said you do not like. Like
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Abdul Hakim, it is bad way or not?
I think, all right, let me explain the way I think about this. You know, Abdul Hakim is causing a lot of problems for the. Now, I'm going to give you.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the way
I need to explain why I agree with what Shamsi's doing.
For example, last week.
I have to agree with what Shamsi's doing.
Last week,
I have to agree with what Shamsi's doing, because if I was.
He said it about me as well.
No. Well, that's a different situation. You haven't said anything that I know of to be terror related. I know for a fact that Abdul Hakim has supported ISIS, and he has said particular things. Now, one of the problems that I've always said is that when I wasn't going to Speaker's Corner, I was watching YouTube all the time, and then you start seeing things, and if you don't have a Muslim brother condemning him openly on camera,
you're going to think
people will think that all the Muslims agree with him.
That's true.
So you have a situation where Shamsi's in a lose-lose situation.
But it's not only
Hold on. If
you know the Muslim community, if you go to any non-Salafi, Sufi, for example, they are more on it than Shamsi, and they say it's bad and it's not Islamic and so on. Not only Salafis or not only Shamsi.
No, I'm talking about the microcosm.
Majority of Muslims are
I'm talking
against
about
this.
the microcosm of Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner is becoming it's like a soap opera now. Some silly EastEnders, and we need to get it back. What I'm saying to you, if I didn't go to the park, and I was still thought that all Salafis were terrorists, because that's what I thought at one point, because that's what I was told. But if I saw Abdul Hakim walking about, and nobody was challenging him, I would say all the Muslims, I'm talking about openly challenging him, I would think Muslims supported him. Do you understand? And so I think Shamsi's in a very difficult position, and I think he's doing the right thing, so I big up Shamsi. We've had a few issues once in a while, but I think whether you like it or not, what he is doing is a very important thing for the non-Muslims. Because you have to live with us.
Have you checked on every Muslim they condone terror or not?
No, of course, most people that I've talked to do not condone ISIS or terrorism.
So should we walk with a banner on our
but
body?
What I'm saying is that
we condone terror? Do you want us to do this?
No. What I'm saying to you is that the world, reason I'm going to be honest, I don't really like humanity. I've said that before.
No, and this is wrong. I disagree with you.
But I'm what's called a misinterpreter, and one of the reasons I'm misinterpreting, people are very, very flawed creatures.
You may say I hate bad and bad things.
I dislike. So what I'm saying is that people are like sheeps. They don't look into things. They're told something, and then one person will say that person's this, next person will say that person's this, and next thing you have a snowball effect that everybody thinks that one person is this.
If I may stop you here, I'm going to now touch on you now. You're saying
no.
I do not like humanity.
Psychology of me?
No. This is where I disagree with you. You're saying I dislike humanity.
I dislike parts of humanity.
Not all humanity.
Obviously, I love my mum. I love the parts.
No, I'm talking about humanity, not your family. Humanity.
Yeah, there's parts of humanity that is amazing.
I'm talking. You just said you dislike humanity. Do you take it back or you?
No, I will not take it back. As an overall, when you look at the reason I say I dislike humanity, and I'm going to have to go into this just for 2 minutes. I was a vegan for a year.
Yeah.
When you become a vegan, you learn about things about humanity, how to treat animals. And if I look at the world not just from a human perspective, I look at the world from an animal's perspective. And if you look at the world from, say, a sheep or a pig, humans are terrible creatures.
Did the sheep tell you this?
If you are just using an animal as only as a commodity.
Do you know, for example, the cow does not know itself. If it looks at the mirror, it's not conscious about itself.
So let me give you an example. When
I was a little kid, don't think like me and you. They are in different worlds.
It doesn't matter. Just because they don't think. There's a dog there. Now that dog may not think like us, but does he have a right to live and live his life without being harmed?
Prophet Muhammad said, if you save a lady, bad lady, prostitute, she saved a dog. And Allah forgive her prostitution and she entered paradise. This is the highest thing every Muslim seeking. For just saving a simple dog.
Yeah, all right.
So,
but let me explain.
But humanity now, will you save a dog and you wouldn't care about saving humanity?
I care about all the stuff, but you don't have dogs going around putting humans into factories.
We all love dogs, by the way. I love dogs, by the way. Some people say Muslim hate dogs.
Can we talk about that? Because that's so interesting.
Dogs are, Quran spoke about a dog in a very positive way.
I'm always joking about this.
Dog was protecting people. They were believers and escaped persecution. And the dog joined them in this journey in the cave, and the dog slept with them in the cave. Quran spoke about the dog as was included in the story. And the Prophet said woman was forgiven for all her sins as prostitute for saving a thirsty dog, giving it life by giving it water.
So why is it when I see Muslims and dogs,
if I may finish,
a little bit
the dog is considered unclean animal, okay? But it's not hated animal.
All right. So you don't despise the animal, you just think they're unclean.
You know, for example, so it's not about hatred of the dog, it's about similarly hygienical point about dogs, that you should not touch its saliva and so on.
So you don't like dogs when they lick your face and stuff?
Well, we are told it's impurity, like urine. We urine every day, it does not, something we can live with, but we are told this part of the dog, it's something be careful with.
But you do know dogs naturally.
But you can have the dog. You can have the dog as hunting dog. Quran mentioned specifically that dog can be used to bring you the birds you hunt, and then you're going to eat. So, and even this means that when the dog is going to catch the bird, it will catch it by what? By its mouth. Carry it, and the saliva will come there. But Quran give excuse for this, and then you're going to wash and then cook. The dog is not really as horrible as people might think.
Yeah, but the thing is, you still have a restriction. You're trying to restrict an animal's normal behavior.
Like what?
We have 2 dogs, so the dogs normally want to come in the house, sit around with us. They want to. They love human interaction, jumping on you.
You can interact with them outside your living area.
I know, but can you not see how if a dog jumped on you like they normally do, and they tried to lick you, would that be something that you would find
the dog will treat. I had dogs before in my life. Okay, and it's not forbidden to have dogs. Do you know? If Islam is really against dogs, Quran will not give instructions how to do with the dog when you have it. You can have dog, but how to have the animal? The dog has. Even many people agree the dog can vomit anytime. I'm sorry, I have seen dogs people suffer. Even my wife had asthma with dogs. She could die if she is in the same room with the dog. So there are things, not everyone is the same. Okay? And
is the dog situation just for Salafi or Islamic?
It is it is fiqhi matter.
So it is the same
jurisprudencial. Is a law, the Sharia. There is a regulation about this animal. You can have it,
but I'm saying, does it apply to every sect? So there's some certain things within Islam which will be that will kind of transcend.
I'm telling you the Sunni sect. I'm Sunni.
So you don't know about,
I do not know the Shia, but it could be the same because there's close in the aqidah, in the actions. Could be similarity. We are different with the Shia about the beliefs.
So let's go back. The reason why I mentioned the dogs is just that I'm trying to explain. When I say I dislike humanity, it's not from a human perspective. I dislike humanity when I became a vegan and I started watching how humans are treating animals.
But you are a human yourself.
Hold on. Yeah, now I dislike myself as well.
Oh no!
Sorry,
Even you are sympathizing with the animals.
I'm a bad person sometimes.
Let
me give you an example. Let me give you an example. When I was a young kid, there used to be moths in the house. They were doing nothing to me but just living. I'd get a shoe and I wouldn't even think about it. I'd hit them and kill them. Yeah, with no qualms. Yeah, and that just shows how humanity is very selfish.
Well, if they are harmful to you, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, if they're harmful,
you're going to let them bite you.
But what I'm trying to show to you is that even as an innocent little child, I thought it was okay to just go around hitting moths and hitting bees because they're invading our space.
It's better to keep the door shut.
But what I'm trying to say to you is that humanity as a whole, this planet is not just for us.
I'm not saying this.
So
no, it is for us actually. Islamically, Islamically, Quran says everything on this planet, it was given for us to enjoy.
Well, this is how we differ.
With regulations.
Yeah.
Now,
so for us, it's different.
Are we given to the world, or the world is given to us? Which one you take?
I believe the world is for all humanity and all living beings to live peacefully together with it.
Okay.
So
now,
if I had my way,
the most rational creature that live on the planet is a human being, I believe.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other creatures, they are lower in the intelligence and the abilities and so on.
Yeah.
So the system is giving this method. The creation system.
All right, can I ask you?
It is like this by default.
All right, so can I ask you a question then?
Okay.
Just for a hypothetical question. If an alien race comes down and they are light years ahead of you in technology and they see you as a little animal, would it be okay for them to say you're on the food chain and they're above you?
If this is really,
so you wouldn't mind them coming over to get your kids.
That you are talking about imagination now.
Yeah, I'm talking about hypothetical.
Hypothetically, yes.
I'm saying because your argument is we're on the top of the food chain, so animals are below, so we can do what we want.
Intelligence and everything, not only food.
Due to intelligence. Now, if an alien race comes who are light years ahead of you and see you as a cockroach, yeah, and an animal, and they come in and start grabbing your kids, lifting them up, putting them on hooks, and eating them, would you think that would be an okay thing
the animals that we eat, its kids does not feel like this. We feel like this. You cannot compare. Hold on. You cannot make the comparison because I'll tell you something. I told you the cow does not know about itself.
How do you know?
It has been tested. It has been proven.
But does that stop the suffering?
So, now.
Do you know that when a baby calf is taken from its mother, the mum mourns for weeks and it runs after the calf? It still wants to go to the calf. Do you know in the dairy industry, the reason why I become a vegan was that they take all male calves from a female cow, and because they cannot milk it, they put it in a crate and they leave it in a crate for 6 months without it moving in order to create veal. Now you have to understand that these animals are not put on earth. I know in Islam it says that you know the animal, we're on the top of the food chain, but I'm using a hypothetical. If an alien race comes right now, and they were light years ahead of you, and saw you as a lower being and somebody that cannot understand, and their intellect is 1,000,000 times higher, would it be right to get you and start stringing you up and eating you?
If it happened, I cannot do anything. They will be more powerful.
Let's hope when the alien races come down, they start getting all the humans and start stringing them up.
The truth,
I think it'll be just.
Speaking the truth, Raj, this is all imagination.
Yeah, we'll go back to this.
If you go to Africa now, if you find people starving, having hygienical, poor hygiene, and if you really want to save these children, if you want them to survive, you need to give them good nutrition. I'm talking seriously now. You want humans to die or survive?
The way people used to survive 100 years ago is totally different from now.
Well, historically,
what you have to understand is that
animals and hunted from day one.
What you want to say, one thing, if people don't realize, COE is a vegan. So we're talking about veganism.
Fine. If you want to be vegan, I don't mind.
I have used the argument, and what you have to understand is that 150 years ago, the way animals were kind of like farmed and everything is completely different from now. There is no such thing as a traditional farm
talking
anymore.
about those who are starving and they have
in those
bad
countries,
hygienic
in those countries,
bad nutrition.
Yeah, in those
should
countries,
we feed them what they need to be in good health or not?
I'm not the person to say they shouldn't. If they feel like that's the only way to survive.
That's it.
If I was in a forest and the only thing
do you know what the Quran says? وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. Eat and drink, but do not transgress the limit. Allah does not love the transgressors. That you are allowed to eat and enjoy food and drinks, but do not do it excessively.
All right. Yeah,
okay, Prophet Muhammad said, when you eat third of your tummy.
Don't get overweight.
Okay, so if you live with this lifestyle, you do not eat lavishly, and you eat third of your stomach, and we fast 1 month in the year. If you are taking this seriously, believe me, your hygienical style is going to be very balanced, and you're going to eat meat not excessively. I know people who eat meat every day, and this is horrible, and this is medically and Islamically it's wrong. Okay, so our paradigm, our vision in Islam about food, it is in between extreme. Meat and enjoyment and eating all what
I was going to say something.
And it was also against the other extreme that you are punishing almost your body and what it needs, that you are vegetarian and you hate this sweet meat to the maximum. No, we are in the middle path. Okay, this is the Islamic stance of it. And animals are creatures we are not allowed to kill unnecessarily, to kill for enjoyment. If you kill an animal, for example, the Prophet said a woman who was a believer, she went to hell because she locked up a cat in a room without giving it food or opening the doors that the cat go out and find the food for itself. The Prophet said this woman went to hell, and this is the place that every Muslim should try to avoid. So if you kill a cat or anything, you're going to go to hell if you do it unnecessarily in a way that is criminal. Okay, and if you save a dog, you will go to paradise. And even if you save any animal as well. Prophet Muhammad said, في كل كبد رطبة رحمة, that you should be merciful to anything that have a soft liver. Means any living creature, every living animal have a liver. The Prophet said the liver is soft thing. Be merciful to anything that has a liver. So be whatever it is. If you want to follow the teaching of Muhammad, you must be merciful to these creatures.
Could you be a vegan and become a Muslim?
I would say extreme vegan not, but you'll say Islam want me to be
what
vegan.
What do you mean by extreme
What
vegan?
I mean is, if you're going to say Islam want me to be vegan, this is wrong. But if you are a Muslim and you decided not to eat animals, but you do not say to be the right Muslim you must stop eating animals, this is wrong. No, but if you want to be, if you want to be vegan, believing it is permissible.
You do know vegan means that you don't eat no dairy products either.
No dairy products.
I'm a vegetarian all my life. I was a vegan for a year.
You don't eat cheese, for example?
No, I do eat cheese now, but I was a vegan for a year, but I became an extreme vegan. I always say to people, if I became Muslim, I would be the most extreme Muslim. No, because I'm a very extreme personality. When I became a vegan, I was like telling people off all the time. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So I realized it started to become destructive and it wasn't really...
About being Muslim vegetarian, I want to finish this point.
No, vegan, Muslim vegan.
Vegan.
Vegan means you don't have no dairy.
Okay, no, and vegetarian means you eat...
Vegetarian, you eat dairy, but you don't eat meat.
Okay, so you are saying being vegan
no
or being
fish,
vegetarian?
No egg.
No, you are saying vegan or vegetarian?
Vegan.
Vegan.
Would you be Muslim and be vegan?
If you decided to be this, but you're going to believe, and if asked is that you're not going to say this is Islam and this is how Muslims should be. If you're going to say it is permissible if you want to eat, but I choose not, but I believe Islam allows it, you are free to eat whatever you want to eat. You know what I mean? But the problem happens when you say this is what Islam teaches. No, Quran said eat whatever you want to do it, whatever you want to eat, but do not do it excessively. Make it balanced. Okay? And this will keep the ecological system. Imagine if we do not eat animals at all. The animals is going to be everywhere. We will have to kill them to reduce the number.
Well, no,
like what Tan is saying about Muslims.
You have to understand, we produce animals in excess.
Imagine if, if the animals are always breeding, and they are not being eaten, what's going to happen?
But you have to understand, you're looking at the world and the animal, the meat industry from 150 years ago. Now they have huge factories where they're producing...
do you know this is forbidden in Islam?
Oh, is it forbidden?
Yes.
All right. That's
to force animal to... This is torture in Islam for the animal. It's not halal.
What do you do in halal butchers then?
If you force an animal to be treated in a certain way, to be torturing animal, I'm saying, you are not allowed mostly Islamically to torture animal or make it live in a way that make it suffer. The one who do this will be punished. Right. Do you know?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, you cannot force animal to live in a way that
I do think all kosher, halal, even factory farming and even the Western style of the meat industry is evil. Not just halal.
Now, if there is a way the animal that is treated in a very, I just told you the Prophet said in every living creature with a liver you must be merciful.
Yeah.
So if the animals, I don't know really much because it is a secret business to be honest with you, they are not telling us a lot. But if they really torture animal and force it in a way, this business must be stopped. It's a crime.
Right.
It's not on. It is a crime that whoever do it, if he's a Muslim, this person will be punished.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, for any Muslim in this kind of work, it's forbidden work.
Yeah.
You should not do it.
Okay. Let's go back to the situation with because the thing is like with the Salaf. Because would you classify Abdul Hakim as a Salafi? So we're going back to the Salafi topic. That was an interesting topic about veganism and stuff. But would you classify? Because
I don't know. You need to ask him.
Well, he classifies him as a Salafi.
I classify him. He is a Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay, and he follow a deviant man, and he is fan or supporter or sympathizer with Anjem Shadri. And Anjem Shadri, I'm totally against him. I have seen many of his videos. Yeah. It's totally condemning. It's rubbish.
Yeah. All right.
In one word, Anjem Shadri. And I have said this to Hakim. Yeah. Anjem Shadri.
I saw the video.
I don't know why he is giving platforms on Fox News and BBC.
Yeah.
Anjem Shadri, I don't know what he is, but what he's saying is absolutely madness. Yeah. Absolutely madness. Right. Prophet Muhammad has non-Muslim neighbors. Yeah. He died indebted to a Jewish neighbor. People are free to accept or reject Islam. Majority of societies that is not Islamic, they do not have to live by Sharia. They live by whatever they want to decide for themselves. And Muslims have to respect this.
But if the population grew to a certain degree and Muslims suddenly become, say, 20%,
okay.
Do you think that, you know, the Salafi version of Islam would be compatible with the West? Because there's different forms of Islam.
You can be compatible with any society as long as you are free to worship. As a Muslim, as long you are free to worship, you can be compatible. Right. Because no one will come to you in the house and tell you must drink alcohol or you must do illegal
alcohol
sex.
Is bad.
Okay, so, but live and let live, and you are in your home, you do your work, you bring up your children, and it's beautiful. Diversity is beautiful, to be honest with you. Even I want everyone to know about Islam and enjoy it.
You want me to become Muslim?
But
do you want me to
of course, Raj, because I'm saying to you.
What's the benefits for me though?
It's a benefit for you. You will know the purpose of your existence. You will know
I believe in God already.
You believe in God already.
Yeah.
Do you obey God?
Yeah, I try to my best.
How you know the way God wants you to obey Him?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Because I believe what my faith teaches. I'm not. First of all, I don't go into religion because I feel talking about beliefs is pointless. But for me as a Sikh, I do believe. I'm not practicing Sikh. I'm like what you call kind of in the middle. You have different kind of like levels.
Do you remember my question?
Yeah,
my question is very specific.
For me, the Sikh way of life, which we believe is from God, is compatible with my morality.
I'm saying again, how you know the way God wants you to obey Him? How you know?
But how would you know that?
Good question. Yeah. We believe the Quran has been kept with no distortion since the time of the Prophet.
Yeah.
So if I want to know what God wants me to do, I have the Quran kept with no change. I read the Quran. Also the teachings and the tradition of Prophet Muhammad has been kept with no change. We have the books of Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim. These books are verified and it is authenticated that this is the real teachings of Muhammad. Yeah. So if I want to know what this messenger, which I believe is from my God, want me to how I live my life, I can have a secure, trusted information from Muhammad and the book that was given to him. Quran has been kept with no change. So it is straightforward, clear way what God wants me to do. I can have it according to Islam.
Yeah.
So it gave me peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand from your perspective. I think this would be a good conversation for us to redo back in a longer video. I think it's way too complicated.
Okay, we're going to end it here.
Yeah, so what we'll do, because I need to speak that, but I think what we've done is like I said, I just wanted to clarify for people, because there's old
Maybe
video.
another week.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, so I want to have conversations with people that, you know, we're always arguing at Speaker's Corner. It's like we're always fighting. Like it seems like we're always having these agitated.
You do not support Tommy Robinson?
I do, of course. I big up Tommy Robinson.
No, this will be the next discussion.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. So
because Tommy Robinson, I believe this man has a very dangerous ideology, and he should be exposed, and you should not support him. If you care for humanity, I want you to change your ideology from hating humanity to caring and loving good for humanity. This is my final message.
Yeah, I mean, you may change my mind one day.
I will, inshallah.
But the only way we can
God willing, if your heart is sincere, you will be changed.
Can I say something? The only way to resolve issues and change people's minds is to have civil discussions.
Yes.
Because what's happening I think Speaker's Corner has become like a circus, and everyone's arguing, and I'm part of that as well. So this is why I thought, all right, I like Ahmed Ali as a person, because you're straightforward. Whether I agree with you or not, what you say is what you mean. Like, you know, you don't sugarcoat it. Like, if you don't like someone, you just say it, which I appreciate and respect.
Thank you.
So I think if
I hope you too are going to be giving me the same.
Yeah. So if everybody was like that in the park, I think our discussions would be much more fruitful, because then we're not lying to each other.
We will work together on this.
We wouldn't lie to each other. We're having a real discussion where we're really talking about my feelings. I support Tommy Robinson.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I disagree with you.
Yeah, you disagree
but
with me.
But we are tired now.
But how you might be able to change my mind.
If I convince you, you will change.
Maybe. Anyway.
If you are someone who follow logic,
yeah.
Do you follow logic or you are mad?
I try to follow logic. Yeah, I'm mad sometimes though.
But I would say you can be mad temporarily or sometimes. I do this as well.
But
normally we should be rational, logical being. We love for others what we love for ourselves. Yeah?
Anyway, Ahmed Ali.
Take care, have a good night.
No more Tan thingy, big up Tan as well.
Well, if you support him again, I'll be on you again.
Sorry. We'll leave Tan.
Yeah.
I do like Tan.
Thank you.
All right. Anyway, man.
Thank you.
Hassan.
I'm going, yeah?
Yeah, anyway, Ahmed Ali, take care, man. Hassan. Come on. I don't know what we're going to do. Where's the
Content over everything. From your melanin.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
All right, so last week when I come down to Speaker's Corner, I promised myself I'm not going to talk about grooming with people that I think are apologists and people that I think that are trying to make excuses for a situation that I know is occurring around the country. There are certain people that I respect, so when I come to the park, most people I do auditions for now, because I've got a lot of fans. So what I do is like when you come over, you audition. If it's a thumbs down, I don't talk. If it's a thumbs up, I talk. Now certain people like Hussein and Shamsi,